Today is an invitation to find security in being with God and not in what we possess. Because what we possess, today you will have it, tomorrow you will not have it. Possessions come and go. And so if your whole energy, your whole security is put in what you possess, what happens when you lose it? You become miserable, you despair, or you go into depression. But today we are invited to try and seek security in something that transcends possessions, so that when we lose what we possess, we don't run into depression, because our security goes beyond what we possessed. And in fact, if we want to enter heaven, as Jesus says, we have to begin to make ourselves small by getting rid of what we have. So Jesus is saying, shift your focus from what you possess to something that is higher. And that's what he means by getting rid of what you possess. In the literal sense, it may also mean that sharing what you possess, not thinking that what you have is just for you and yourself, but sharing, having the spirit of sharing. He's talking to this young man in today's gospel. Sell what you possess and give the proceeds to the poor. Share. Be open to sharing what you have with those that do not have, those you know and those you may not know. This young man who is very rich comes up to Jesus and asks him what he must do for him to enter heaven. He has a lot of possessions or wealth, but he feels there's something that is lacking. There's a void in his heart, in his soul. There is an emptiness that he feels cannot be filled up by money or by wealth. It can be filled up by something else. And that is why he comes to Jesus to ask, what do I need to do for me to enter heaven? And Jesus asks him, have you followed or obeyed the commandments? He says, yes, I have done everything. What else is remaining? He looks at him and says, go and sell what you have and come and follow me. This man, upon hearing that he needs to get rid of the things that he has, he goes away sad. Why? He's not ready to, do away with his possessions, with his wealth, because that is what defines his life. If you take that away from him, then it's like you are undressing him. He doesn't remain with anything. He goes away sad because he has that special attachment to what he has. But then if he wants to enter heaven, if he wants to be a follower of Christ, he needs to pay a cost. And the cost that he needs to pay is to get rid of what he has or share what he has with other people. And that is the only way that is going to make himself small for him to enter heaven, for him to be a disciple and a true disciple. And in our case, making ourselves small means shifting our focus from what we possess to something that is beyond what we possess. We pray for ourselves that we begin to detach ourselves from what we possess, because that in itself becomes an obstacle. We begin to shift our focus. We can still have whatever we have, but our focus should be beyond what we possess. And that is what is important. For us to be true Christians, for us to be true disciples, and for us to eventually enter heaven, we have to make ourselves that small by shifting our focus from the wealth, from the money, from the phone, from the car, from the house, from that piece of land, from whatever we possess to something that is higher, shifting our focus to God, focusing on Jesus. And that is the only way that we make ourselves small enough to pass through that eye of the needle for us to see what is on the other side.